hear a horn. Oh. Down here. JMK, thanks for the 12 months. He blended in, that's not my fault. He's literally wearing camo.
Baza Gaza.
Who?
Baza Gaza.
Hey. What's going on?
Why'd you look at me?
I am looking at you.
You're not looking at me. Sit down. No, that's fine. Just you're doing your best. That's okay. Let me start. I'm sorry I went on a date behind your back. I've just been... I was having a rough day, and there was a girl, and she was very pretty, and she picked up that I was sad, and was in the corner upset because nothing was going my way, and I was tired and exhausted. The bobcat thing, I was in pain, and it was sore, and my wounds were still healing. She offered to hang out, and we got talking, and then Pez came and insisted we got a limo.
Oh.
And then we all got dressed fancy, and then we went to go sightseeing, and then we didn't call it a date, but it turned into one.
Oh my god,
And
should I say who asked? No.
I got lost. I was enjoying my time. She was listening to me, and open, and wanted to hear more. And I guess
I want to be him so bad.
I guess I'm afraid. Because I opened up about how I've been feeling. And I don't feel like I could have done that with you. And so when I had the opportunity to open up, it felt like a whole new world.
Who? Open up about what?
I'm a man, Barry. What do I preach to the club? Get a spoon, dig it into some concrete, eat it, harden the fuck up. When do I get to fucking be wet cement? When do I get to be soft? I don't know, man. I feel like I've been a failure. Fucking got Junior and you and fucking costed Jesse hundreds of thousands. We're meant to be millionaires right now. We got about 300k, and it's all because of me.
100k.
So I haven't been feeling confident to do the math ones because
100k.
I got the club into stupid shootouts for no good, stupid reason. And the outcome is that I've costed the club at least $250,000. And it's all because of my leadership. If I hadn't given Cleo the AK, if I hadn't been stupid and bought only one thermite to the bank and go back without checking for cops, or I'd just tried walking out instead.
Anyways.
I don't know. Not been doing dumb shit. If I had listened to you and not gone spray painted the fucking building without hearing you out first, I wouldn't have gotten us into that shootout. Avoidable mistakes costing real money. Money. That's what we're lacking. Money. We're lacking it bad.
That is not what I wanted to pull out. That's...
It's been hard, B. And having someone come and want to hear your side of the story and not ask you about club business for one goddamn day feels nice.
I thought I had my dog on me, not my gun.
Barry, you haven't put your dick in my ass for 4 months. It is as dry as a fucking desert up there.
You know, it's hard for people, I guess, to give you that opportunity to, as you so put it, be wet concrete, right? Soft, whatever. When people come to you and they want to be vulnerable, and you know what you do in response to that?
What do I do?
If I was to pretend to be you while you just said all that to me, you know what the most accurate thing I could do would be?
Pardon the fuck up?
No. I would turn to you and I would say, oh no! Anyways,
Anyway.
And then I would walk the fuck away and they would be left there with whatever the fuck they were going through and you're gone. So they're like, oh, okay, I can't express that. And the thing about, you know, the thing about expecting stuff from people, you have to be able to, if you expect something from someone else, you have to be able to give what you expect. Now, at the end of the day, you can't control what other people do, so I don't expect anything from anyone, really. I'll do some stuff for certain people because I like them or in their club or they're part of the family, whatever. But, you know, I don't expect certain things. But if you want to increase your chances of stuff that you do to other people to happen to you, you have to do that. You have to allow them to be vulnerable with you if you want to be vulnerable with them. The way I see it, and the way I've known you for the past year that I have, you know, yeah, you are this hardened guy that I know for a fact that you are actually one of the most emotional people in this club. When it comes to bigger things that have happened in this club, I can tell it's affected you the most, even though you don't show that to all of the members in this club. You know, I've seen you shed tears over people leaving this club. You know, even though you might consider them snakes now, whatever, in that moment, you know, they were still part of this family and you were vulnerable then. But then you suppress that and you ignore it and you let it build up and eventually you're gonna pop. That's what I think is happening now. You're getting to a breaking point and you're grasping at anything that's different just as a bit of an escape. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you fear that the same thing is going to keep happening. And right now, if you're not feeling happy, then if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep feeling that way. So right now, I think you're just looking for stuff that is completely different to shift your lifestyle, whether it's going on a date with someone or hanging out with different people, to not feel the way you do. And look, I appreciate the apology, and look, I know meant to be husband or whatever. Look, we've never really clarified if it was open. I know, like, when we first kind of started, you know, Emma was there and all that, and, you know, I like Emma. I had nothing against it. I have, like, no issues with that kind of stuff, but if I find out, you know, through someone else that you're with some random woman, you know, it's like if I started calling fucking I don't know, Collin, my husband, you'd be like, what the fuck, man? Or you'd be pretty pissed about it. What if I started living in Collin's house? You'd be like, oh my god, that's kind of fucked up. You know? Yeah, I don't really regret my emotions. Maybe I shouldn't have shot her in the face and walked away like a badass with my cool dog. Even though I did look really cool and badass, but you know, maybe I shouldn't have shot her in the face, and maybe I should have just expressed how angry I was. But you know, I'm in the fucking Bondi, boys. When I get annoyed at something, I don't use my words. I usually use my guns, and that's, you know, a fault of mine. And yeah, at the same time though, if you are feeling like you need an outlet to do stuff, that's fine. You just got to be like, you know, you just got to communicate that and be like, hey, I want to do this. I'm not feeling like, you know, something not working here. I want to spend a day where I'm just doing other stuff or hanging with this person, yada yada. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, if you go off and do it, you know, you got to expect that if people find out about it through someone else, you know, it can always be misinterpreted. It might not even have meant to be as big of a thing as it was, but you know, that's just what happens. And we've noticed that in this club, you know, when we hear about shit that's happened in the club through someone else, it always escalates it when it could have just been solved as soon as we, you know, as soon as we learn it, it evolves into something bigger than it should be.
You're right. I should have done better. I spoke to 2 other people. The reason I was with Emma is now I'm not getting back with her, but I went to Collin and I went to her. Because, I don't know, I look at Collin as kind of like you know? Like, he's been part of the club forever. He's one of my best friends. And then, well, I mean, Emma's my ex, and she's been through a lot of relationships, and I wanted to get the other side. Because I wanted to make sure that I had, you know, the best thing to say when I came to talk to you, because I still love you.
I think, yeah, the biggest thing right now is that, yeah, I think you do still put a lot of pressure on yourself to do things. Yeah, I still do that as well, even for like maybe on a smaller scale. But even today, right, when you were kind of doing your own thing, I was like, man, we got to hit these banks to make money. I was like, oh my god, I need to drive, I need to go get all the stuff, I need to go do this, and then I realized like we have a club that I can literally just be like, hey, go rob this bank. I'll give you the shit, but you go sort it the fuck out. And you know what Shane did, and Antonio, they fucking did it. And I was like, oh my god, that relieved someone's stress off me, because I was like, oh yeah, I could just be on call if they need me for a pickup. But you know, like this, the whole club doesn't rest on your shoulders. Maybe in the early days where there was 5 of us.
It's not about the club. There's nothing to do with the club. It's about you and me. It's more or less about, yeah, sure, some of my problems are with the club, man, but what about, like, shit, how's my day been? Shit. Shit, how's my day been, man, you know? Not about the club. Forget the club. Do you see a jacket on? I don't got it. Neither do you. Yeah, the club comes first, man, but...
Don't care, didn't ask.
Can I at least come second? When do we get to go and hang out, look at cool views? When do we get to go hang out and fucking eat food? When do we get to go watch a movie together? When do we get to talk about our days and not say how many banks did we rob? Yeah, man, I want to sit down and talk about financials and the club and all that shit too. But when are we going to sit down and care about what we are? A couple. We did that PD date, and it was the last thing we did. In fact, it was probably the first.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. And when Brooklyn was offering that, man, it made me feel so happy.
And yeah, I guess that's on me for not setting more stuff up like that. But I guess, you know, the thing with me and that stuff is like, you know, I'm not someone that needs a lot. I don't like to rely at the very least on other people for a lot of stuff. You know, if I need to do something, I figure out a way to do it myself. I'll use tools around me to do stuff or whatever. But I'm like a pet that doesn't really need a lot, like a cat, I guess. A cat, all you have to do is fucking feed it and you just leave it the fuck alone. It's not like a dog, you kind of need to take it on walks, do all this shit with it, right? As a cat, you just let it do its own fucking thing, and you look at it every now and then, and it'll, you know, for the rest of the time, it knows what the fuck it's doing, right? So I guess I don't need a lot of that stuff, so it's hard for me to remind myself that, you know, maybe I should ask how you're going, or what's going on, like what you've done today, or, you know, maybe we should do this. You know, I tried
the basics, but are you gonna take it a step further? Are you gonna invite me on a date, huh? When are you gonna suck my dick? Because, you know...
well, you know, I obviously like doing that stuff because I am, very gay. But, you know, I've just been busy, is all. Just, obviously been,
busy playing with your new dog? That you give love and
in the
affection
club,
for?
you know, we got a lot of stuff.
Forget the club. I just wish you would give the same attention to me as you do your fucking dog. I'm losing to a dog here, man. You hang out with that dog all day.
Hey, you're saying you're jealous of the dog?
Yes! I'm jealous of the dog!
Oh.
Yeah, hanging out with it all day. You're like, oh, look at my little puppy. Look at it. It can stand on two legs. Like, oh, it sits there and guards the billabong. And oh, look at it. You can bark and you can attack. And like, look, go, Papa, go. Look how far she can run. And oh, imagine I've got tower. She goes all the way up in that deep. Look how cool my fucking dog is. My dog is so cool. My fucking dog is amazing. Look at me. I got a dog. I'm fucking walking my dog. My dog is so cool. Why can't you do the same for me? Holy fuck, my husband is so fucking good looking. My God, his dick is like 12 inches long. Holy fuck, he's got the sexiest walk and the best driving in town. Damn straight, that's the fucking gayest person I know. And holy fucking shit, I love him. I love him to bits. Look at him win those races. Look at him rob those banks. Look at him learn how to hack. You never do the same for me, Barry. But you know what I'm always telling you? I'm doing. Damn, Barry, you're getting better at driving. Barry, I think you should go and learn how to hack. Barry, I think that you should go and do this. Barry, I love what you're doing. Barry, I think you're a great leader. I always give you compliments. Where's mine?
I guess the reason maybe I'm not as vocal as about that is because I just assume that you know you've been in this city a lot longer than a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is a good justification for it. I'm just saying this is the reason probably why it's happened, is that you've literally taught everybody in this club how to do those things. So sometimes it's hard to remember that it's like that you can be self-conscious of that yourself, because everyone just looks at you and they're like, yep, that's pretty much the ideal fucking criminal. Knows how to do fucking pretty much everything in this city to, at the very least, A+, S+ in fucking driving. And, yeah, you don't give off the aura that you need compliments. And I guess that's part of your, like, kind of heart and personality, that, like, you seem like someone that doesn't need that kind of stuff. Now I'm learning that compliments help you a lot, and it's something that I can incorporate into things I say. I'll make an effort to, when you do something good, hype you the fuck up and make sure that you know that what you did is something that not many people in the city could do. Maybe, yeah, I guess give you a bit more attention.
just, do you think that we could?
Jesus Christ.
I just want an apology for what you did for Brooklyn.
You want me to say sorry for shooting her in the face?
I'm sorry for taking her on an accidental date when I should have done better and communicated to you.
What do you think the appropriate response for me would be in that situation? Knowing what my history is and what kind of person I am.
Would you want an apology from me if I shot your dog?
Yes, but I wouldn't cheat on.
I
wouldn't fuck my dog. I wouldn't cheat on you with my fucking dog. So I think it's a little different.
Well, I feel like you are.
That's disgusting.
Giving more attention than me.
Fuck no.
No, like not like that, but I'm talking like love and affection.
Okay, yeah. So okay, so. Right. You know, D, I'm sorry for shooting that woman in the face. And I should not have done that. And I've thought about it ever since. And I regret shooting her in the face with my big AK and walking away badass in my...
Who are you sorry for shooting?
The woman that you were with.
Yeah, which one? I mean, yeah,
Whoa, wait,
yeah,
what?
Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn.
Has there been more?
One that you caught me at. No. You know, I accept your...
I like Emma.
I accept your apology, and I think we could move on.
Junior.
Yo, B.
Are you fucking...
Right now?
You Tracy Martel?
I'm a little busy unless it's urgent.
No, it's cool, it's cool. It's just about some money, but I'll talk about it later.
Alright, call me back. Look, T. I know, Wait, do I have the dog with me? I don't. I know, I can come across as a bit standoffish, but with that kind of stuff, in terms of the relationship stuff. Excuse me.
Excuse
me. This is kind of taken.
Madam! Hey!
What would you do?
Fucking give my fucking bench, cunt!
Should we get another bench? That one's kind of got a dead woman on it.
Look,
Let's go to this
Barry.
bench. We'll go to this one. Go to this bench over here.
Barry, let's just stand here. Barry.
Okay, we'll stand next to the dead corpse.
Can you just promise me one thing?
What's that?
You promise me that you're telling the truth. You really are sorry for what you did. Because I'm really sorry for what I did. Because I do care for you, and we make this club together. We would both fail if one of us disappeared. And I really just want to get back to being normal.
I'm sorry for getting in my car, pulling out my dog with my cool AK and my strong biceps, slow walking over to her and shooting her in the face.
Are you taking it seriously?
Of course I am. Look. I even brought this. Fruit basket.
For me!
Yeah. Don't try and eat it or refund it, but you can look at it.
Look, just how about this? Promise me that we'll make up, we'll move on, we'll fucking just make the club best, and we'll be happy forever after. Yeah? We
Of course.
cool, Barry? We cool?
Yeah. Look, D, look, the club stuff aside, you know, I'm always gonna look after you and have your best interests at heart. At the same time, though, when I say that this club is, you know, very important to me, I mean that, which is why, you know, sometimes it can sound rude and stuff when I answer those calls, you know, especially while we're talking, is because, you know, the club is still very important to me. But, you know, I will consider you above the club. You know, I met you before the club started. So obviously I'm going to put you above that. Obviously when, you know, we've got the cuts on, it's whatever, but and outside of that, I'm obviously, you know, you're number one and then club's number two. And not the other way around.
That doesn't sound like your Bondi till you die. Club always comes first. What the fuck are you saying? Even I put the club before you. That's the whole fucking point of your first argument. Why the fuck you suddenly changed? You telling me the truth, Barry? You always told me your excuse that yesterday was the fact that relationships always cause problems with the club and the club comes first. And now you're telling me I'm above the club?
Right now, in this situation. We're talking right now. I just hung up on the club, didn't I? Did I not? There's a time and a place.
If you're telling the truth or you're saving it.
Dundee, you've been under a lot of stress recently. I want you to feel. We need to get you back to a state that you can think rationally.
You think I'm fucking crazy?
You're not crazy. You just you've got a lot of thoughts bouncing around your head right now, and I want to just, you know, bring you back. When I mean to say I put you above the club,
so fucking hard.
When I mean to say I'm putting you above the club, I'm putting you above the club right now. Obviously in a fucking shootout, you know, the club's always going to be number one. Because you're in the club as well. And that's, you know, as we've said before, that is the ultimate. I mean, to be honest, we are the biggest hypocrites in the club when it's in terms of relationship stuff, right? Where we tell everyone that relationships can't exist in the club without the whole club forfeiting, right? But as long as you're in the club and I'm in this club, I don't think that'll ever really be an issue.
Do you mean it?
I mean, do you have any plans of leaving the club?
I mean, I don't really got a choice, do I?
What does that mean?
Well, even if I wanted to, I can't.
I don't mean when you like if you obviously if you die. Well, even if you die, you still can't. Well, I guess not, because there's Bondi till you die. But
nah, I want to be Bondi when I'm dead too.
Okay,
but
and I'm the same way.
Trust me, it's in my best interest to stay in the club. I'd tell you, but look, you ain't gonna see me leaving the club, not in your lifetime.
Well then, do you think I'm going to leave the club?
I fucking hope not.
You hope not. You still think after all this that I would just walk away from it?
No.
Well then,
because I know for a fact that you know that the boys can clean up and do shit good. And I know that if you tried to leave the club, the only person that you got outside that can go fight a gang war is Hubcat Jones. So I think you know that you'd be fucked if you did that. And I know that you like rooting on the boys anyways. So no, I don't think you're going to leave the club.
Well, then we have nothing to worry about.
So Barry, we cool?
Oh, I'm fine.
There's nothing wrong then.